right, let's get to this Vikings banter. We're out here. What week is it? What week is it, John?
So the Vikings are week 9.
Yeah, week 9. Okay, love to hear it.
I have
Lots
to take my hair down because I'll look bald in the thumbnail otherwise.
Yeah, we've had some bald thumbnails from Cat.
When we just interrupt his presentation, the opening, we just keep interjecting.
That's the intro.
Yeah,
it's done. There's not retakes on this one.
I'm not taken.
No. Okay. The Zoom's always kind of fun because we don't have to always rudely cut off John, whether it's intentional or not. So because of that, John, I'd love you to start this off and really tell us what's going on.
Sure. Yeah. This is a crazy one for the Vikings. We're on the road. If you look at our schedule, it's definitely our toughest opponent here in the next 5 to 6 weeks. And so we go on the road at Atlanta. They're also 4-4. So somebody's going to break out of this 500 funk that they're in, right? But looks like Desmond Ridder is.
I gotta interrupt you.
I was just gonna say I could see Luke's face just like.
Did you just start this week's intro without mentioning the fact that we lost our motherfucking quarterback?
About to bring it up, man. I'm slow rolling here.
You're slow rolling. This is the only news. I don't give a fuck about the Atlanta Falcons. This is just the Vikings now. This is karma. You know what happened? I begrudgingly came over to your side of positivity. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give up on my negativity. I'm going to turn it around. Here we go. We broke the balance. It was too many. We had the pendulums and I was on negative and you were on positive and we were here. Then we both went positive and now everything fucking broke and we killed Kirk Cousins. For
3 quarters there, it looked awesome. And then it was just over.
Are you the Vikings bad luck charm? What did you join? When did you become a Vikings fan? Should we break this down? Was
1998.
Okay, so it was after the kick?
No, I mean
year of the kick.
It was during the kick. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, so you're the curse.
First of all, it's not like we were kicking ass before 98, okay?
All right.
No, when we've looked good since then. I am not taking responsibility for Blair Walsh or any of the other scumbags that have fucked us. No, I mean, that's just the story. We can get to Atlanta, but
yeah, we can. I mean, Jaren Hall's getting the start here. We'll see how he performs. Definitely due for 1 or 2 picks.
Fuck Jaren Hall.
It's terrible. Awful. I immediately went online and on Twitter and kept pushing refresh, and I started to see people saying, oh my God, there's like a snap. It looks like the leg is snapping up, right? There's some sort of reverberation happening when he plants his leg, and I'm like, oh, he's done. Whether it's his calf or his Achilles or whatever the heck's going on here, he's out for a significant amount of time. And I knew right there, I was like, dude, that's pretty much our season. I couldn't even think of another way out of that.
Has Kirk not a significant injury?
No, he's never missed. He's never missed one game. The only game he ever missed in his career was because of COVID, when they just made you sit out if you were near somebody for COVID. Missed one game for COVID and one game because we clinched and they sat in week 17 or week 18, whatever it was at that time.
He could very well retire. He's that type of guy. He's that type of guy. He could very well just be like.
I still think he's like a competitor.
I think he's very competitive, but I also think that he prays about it, and him and Julie might just come to the conclusion why fight another day?
Yeah, I can see that happening, but I think he comes back for 1 more year.
I just don't think he has that weird Aaron Rodgers tick. That's I have to get back.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I don't think he has that drive like the elite quarterbacks, because that's kind of what separates them from the really good. He's got the talent to be elite. He's just always been a little bit up here. But there's one thing he loves more than anything, football, except maybe more than God. It's money. This guy has bet on himself every chance he possibly can, which is admirable. And we've always loved that about him. And truthfully, it's what got him to the Vikings, because we were willing to give him that full guaranteed contract. But he's going to come back. He was playing at the height of his game, maybe the best he's ever played. He's coming back. And the league protects quarterbacks. This was a freak thing. But
so we've got, it's an Achilles. John isn't super excited about the surgeon that did it, but we are we are excited and hopeful that he's not going to come back this season. Is that for sure? Or is he going to pull an Aaron Rodgers?
No, he's like
he's out for there's 100% chance.
No
We
They
don't
didn't
know
have
that
that
yet.
other guy do it. Listen, man, we didn't have Aaron Rodgers surgeon do that. The Neil Atrache guy.
Okay,
The one that was going to make this speed bridge.
Are you downplaying the medicine in Minnesota, which is phenomenal?
There's a recovery
not a fan
time.
of
I'm
the-
sorry. Like, he's going to come back. He's going to heal just fine. But it's going to take time.
Who's your guy on the
no
inside that said this doctor's like a crook?
Keep that to myself. I didn't say it was a crook.
You
I
said
saw
he's
that.
just like,
Okay, we're done.
he lost his
Yeah,
license
typical
or
sources.
something.
Did not say that. Let's not bring that up. We're not creating any controversy.
Oh, there's controversy.
Yeah.
No, there's
walked out.
okay. My beef with it is why didn't we get Aaron Rodgers surgeon to do the speed bridge on Kirk Cousins' Achilles?
Because
What's up with that?
Because Aaron Rodgers believes in witch doctors and Kirk is a man of God.
Yeah, that's right.
It's just bottom line. He did some voodoo.
And witch doctors, there's short-term, early good returns sometimes with the witches. It's long-term disaster.
I just don't know if they did the speed bridge, he would have been back in time for the playoffs.
What's a speed bridge? That's what Aaron Rodgers had?
Yeah, it's a different technique, different procedure. I can send you guys a video on it.
So why did he not do that?
Because it's not
because
not
the guy that did it is the Vikings team physician that travels with the team and happens to be their surgeon. So he was like right there when it happened, right there when it occurred. They're going to do it right at that center, like where the Vikings practice. It's literally across the street. And it just seemed they're like, listen, we're going to repair this the conventional, traditional way. It's not going to be anything weird. And that's what happened. It's like you tore your Achilles, you're out for the year, man. Okay. We're not going to do any speed bridge stuff. But that's what I was hoping for as a fan, of course, right?
It's two different situations. Aaron Rodgers was week 1, and he's already under contract for another 2 years with a high pay. Kirk has no contract. He's not going to risk taking some,
of course, yeah,
a lesser percentage chance surgery. He's got to come back 100% ready for next year so he can get paid. Yeah, he's not trying to, and it's just there's not enough time. Like we've got to win. I mean, we talked about it last week. We have an easy schedule going forward, but we have to win at least 7 games to make playoffs, 6-7 games, So and then probably win a couple rounds. Like there's no chance Kirk could get back in time unless we made the Super Bowl. So
I know nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
Does anyone know anything about Jaren Hall? Like I know nothing.
Yeah, we talked about him. What do you mean? You don't watch? You don't watch the podcast?
Wait, so why are we not excited about Jaren Hall? He looks like he knows how to step up into the pocket. He has good mobility. He throws downfield. Like, what are we talking about? Like, everyone's bitching and moaning. I love the idea of letting it play out with Jaren Hall. He's got all the intangibles you'd ever want in a true franchise quarterback.
Franchise?
He's a
I think you're taking it a little too far. People are making it a big stretch here, saying he's like Russell Wilson. I'm gonna say he's more like the Russell Wilson on the Denver Broncos than the Russell Wilson on the Seahawks. And I'm sticking by it until he proves me wrong here. He threw, he was already, was it a fumble, right? Already 1 turnover within 1 drive of being the starting quarterback for the Vikings.
It was his first drive in the NFL. That's
I get it, but it's like, man, you already turned the ball over. We've already talked about holding on to the football.
20.
The
what
ball
could you
is
be
the
worried
program.
about?
Yeah, but still frustrating to see immediately out the cave. I guess he threw a 3rd down for a 1st down. Great, converted one. Good to see that. But everyone is raving about that. I know Kwesi in the press conference spoke about that it was exciting to see Jaren Hall take command of the huddle. It's like, yeah, man, you've had a full off season, you have a training camp, and now it's week 9, right? I would assume the backup on the Minnesota Vikings would be competent enough, right? But
no, not when you're Kirk Cousins backup. You kind of start eating Cheetos Puffs. You're kind of chilling because you never have to go in.
Well, also
now he has to retrain his brain. He's like, oh my God, I actually have to play football.
Also, he's not the backup. Like Nick Mullins is the veteran backup who was supposed to take, like, if anything were to happen to Kirk, Nick Mullins steps in, he's the bridge, but he's on IR. So then Jaren Hall was thrust into this backup role that he's not prepared for. Look, the pros of Jaren Hall, very accurate. He's a BYU kid, so he's Mormon. He took time off football to go do a missionary. So he's already 25. He's very mature. He's got kids and a wife. Like, he's got all that thing. Kirk, like,
5th round pick. He's everything that you want in like a true franchise guy.
Except for like the talent. Yeah, no.
Hey, dude, have you watched his game tape? His college tape is sick.
Look, we liked him. We talked about it. He was a solid backup to take, but this is the NFL. You want to make playoffs, like you need real talent on the field. And also, Kwesi doesn't believe in him because what did they do? Immediately a quarterback. So it's not like they were like, no, we're good. Like
that's because you need to have him have a backup. You can't play the football without a backup quarterback.
They didn't even announce that he's going to be full starter. They said they're going to have co-starters this week. First week in a new system, they're like, we don't trust Jaren. New guy, who might play.
It's working in Texas with the, Texas Longhorns got the dual quarterback system.
College?
Murphy Jr. and the other guy. Like, what are we talking about?
You know who it fucking worked for, who John and I liked. I think I liked him more. I don't know. We have to go back and pull up the tapes. Will Levis was supposed to co-start with Malik Willis last week. And he was so fucking good that they were like, Malik Willis, you're out because he sucks. And everyone sucked his asshole like he was Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
He sucked.
Malik Willis fumbled the ball and everyone booed him.
Guys.
And that was
so bad. I wouldn't take him as a practice squad quarterback, but whatever. Fuck him. Will Levis took over that job. Now the next week he's starting. He's going to, he's supplanting Tannehill.
Why are we out on Josh Dobbs?
I like Josh Dobbs. That's what I'm excited for.
Listen, I've liked Dobbs coming out of Tennessee. I thought he's a great athletic quarterback. I thought he had an arm, the way he would sling the ball. He has a solid release.
You liked him.
I was actually very impressed. I was very impressed. I did like him in college. Yeah.
Wow.
Very impressed with how he played for the Cardinals. He showed a lot of moxie. They had didn't they have an upset when they beat the Cowboys? If I can recall. So he's had a lot of explosive runs. If I looked it up, it was, I believe, 8 explosive runs over 20 yards, which Madison has 0.
Yeah.
So that's good to see a run game that we can at least like have a little juice to it. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, him coming in, I mean, it's funny because Arizona, we said from the beginning, is fully committed to the tank, and they traded to the Browns like a week before the season. They traded for Dobbs and they put him in as the starter, thinking like this will be the perfect guy to give us an opportunity to tank. And he went out there and he competed with a team he didn't know, with shitty wide receivers, with backup running backs. They're on their 4th or 3rd running back right now. And he every week came out and he put up a fight, and he beat the Cowboys. Like, they've won a few games, or they won one game, but it was too much. Like, they clearly were scared Dobbs might win another one, so they had to get him out of Dodge.
I mean, Nick Foles won a Super Bowl for the Eagles.
That was great coaching, but yeah, he did.
Okay, so Luke, riddle me this. So immediately after the game, Jonathan Gannon goes, we're starting Clayton Tune.
Yeah.
What's up with that? And then they immediately trade Dobbs a few days later. Like,
they're thinking.
The timing is extremely weird on that. I don't know why why Dobbs is immediately disposable like that.
Well, because Kyler came back, they haven't technically activated him, but he's practicing. He's got no injury designation, but they're leaving him on the physically unable to play list so that they can keep the extra roster spot. But they had to get rid of one of the quarterbacks. Tune's a rookie. Dobbs has years in the NFL. Might as well get rid of the veteran. Also, like I was just saying, I think he gives them a chance to win, and they don't want that. But the fact that they're still not playing Kyler goes to show that they have no intention of winning any games. So Arizona's an afterthought. I like Dobbs because he brings that dual threat. He can sling it. By no means is he like a top tier quarterback or like even really a mid-level. He's kind of like,
because he can't drive it downfield like the way Jaren Hall can, right?
Jaren Hall is more of an accurate, like mid-range passer. He's kind of like got that Teddy Bridgewater thing where it's like, I'm not going to go deep, but those 15-yard passes, like, that's my bread and butter.
I love his pocket awareness though.
Yeah,
like
no,
he knows
moves
how to
well.
actually like sit in the pocket and use his mobility like the right way.
But I think you're going to like Dobbs because he can take off and run, and he doesn't do it like a jerk off. He picks his moments, and now he's got way better talent around him and a much better offensive line than he had in Arizona. So I think we might be surprised with Dobbs.
So how does this work though in the NFL with like a potential 2 quarterback situation? I mean, I guess what they did with like Taysom.
No,
it won't be. I think if Hall struggles mightily, they might put Dobbs in, but you're not going to see Dobbs really. I don't.
No, not this week. Not this week.
Atlanta, do you think they put? Let me ask you. Do you think they put Dobbs in on like a goal line type deal?
Yeah,
like a gadget quarterback. Yeah, I think they might. I don't put it past Kevin O'Connell to do some crazy shit like that, especially
if the offense isn't
desperation mode. Yeah.
No, if the offense isn't moving, I mean, on the topic of Atlanta last week at halftime changed their quarterback because the offense wasn't moving. Desmond Ridder, who sucks ass. I've been saying that since he was drafted out of Cincinnati. He couldn't move the offense. They've sucked all year. Somehow they've won 4 games. It's not because of him. And at halftime, they pulled him and they started Taylor Heineke. I think if Jaren Hall comes out and throws a couple picks in the first half, fumbles again, stuff like that, you'll see more gadget plays. And if he has a bad game outright, the week after, Josh Dobbs will be the starter.
Yeah, how quickly as a fan do you think it's appropriate to say pull him? Is it like 2 interceptions in, 1 interception? Like how much leash do we give him?
I think 3 turnovers.
It's like a red zone interception, a couple bad fumbles, and you're out of there, man. If you're not moving the chains, it's like 4 straight punts, and you're getting Dobbs.
If you see him missing open throws or like getting false starts, like that kind of immature shit, like you got to get the play into the guys and get them on the line and start reading stuff. You can't be taking too much time and not noticing the clock. Like that's when the new guys get flustered and fuck everything up, and then they've rushed throws and they're just like it could get ugly quick. I don't have tremendous, like what we've been seeing from Kirk this season was elite quarterback play, and now we're going to the complete opposite. And unless Jaren Hall breaks out as this great quarterback, it's going to be sloppy.
Don't hold your breath, guys. Like, really don't.
Yeah.
On this. Don't.
I feel good about Jaren. I like him.
I'm ready. I'm on LJ's side. We're on the positive.
This is about a pedestrian quarterback. This is like Marcus Mariota last year. Is like the upside. It's not like I'm more concerned about Atlanta kicking our ass offensively with what they have going on with Cordero and some of their running, like Bijan. Like I'm worried about Bijan.
Bijan and Tyler Algier, they have a 1-2 punch at running back that could be the best in the league. Their offensive line is elite. Their defense is much improved from last year. They added a couple big guys. They got Jesse Bates, the safety out of Cincinnati, who's been one of, if not the best safety, one of the best safeties in the league this year. They're a very strong defense, and they play hard-nosed running football. So it should be a close game.
In the league.
What?
They have the best kicker.
Coolest
kicker. Younghoe Koo.
Koo.
He doesn't fuck around. Number 7.
He doesn't. He's a sniper.
Yeah. No, Atlanta's tough. They're a tough team. They're not overly talented. They're missing their best receiver, Drake London, but they still, they find ways to just run and fuck you up.
Tyler Heineke's also super mobile. I'm worried about him as well. The Vikings, we just traditionally don't do well against these running quarterbacks. That's a big fear of mine.
Yeah, he's not looking to move, like run downfield, but he's like a Case Keenum where he gets out of the pocket, and then you better have a patient defense, because if you start losing your assignments, he can pick you apart. They've got 2 good tight ends. Kyle Pitts is obscenely talented, but can't seem to figure out how to play in the NFL. And then Jonnu Smith is like just a savvy veteran. So those are probably the 2 guys that we'll have to watch out for. Hopefully Ivan Pace covers one. And then, you can focus on the other one with the rest of the guys. But yeah, no, this isn't like with Kirk, we smack them around. Without Kirk, I don't fucking know.
It's tough. Yeah, they've got some guys on defense though. My favorite player for them, Jesse Bates, psycho. He's all pro type player.
The guy I just talked about for 20 seconds.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm reiterating what you were saying, man. But definitely, I think he's going to get a pick on my guy, Jaren Hall. Watch out.
A headline that I hate to see, but predicts exactly what you guys have been talking about for a lot of the season. Sports Illustrated mock draft has Vikings trading for Kyler Murray.
Oh, let's go, John.
That's pretty crazy if we acquire 2 Arizona quarterbacks now.
Well, now at least we're in the room with them. You know, we've made a deal before. Maybe like you scratch my back, I scratch yours. You know, they got each other on speed dial now.
How much did we lose for Dobbs?
We didn't lose it. We traded a 6th and we got back a 7th.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we did nothing.
They just gave him away like that. Like it was just a cap thing.
Yeah. Not even. They just needed to clear the quarterback room. They didn't.
I'm not really sure what that was. Yeah, it was a little.
That
weird
is disrespectful.
Yeah, because they can do more with a 6th. They can trade it. They can package it with other players, move up a little bit. They can't do anything with Dobbs.
Ooh. There's just a helmet in the Vikings.
At least he doesn't have to pay for his meals anymore, right?
Arizona's a fucking mess. Fuck that place. And then
I know. Wow, how dysfunctional was that? When he comes to the Vikings, like, man, he's got to just feel like blessed.
I mean, the desert versus like November in Minneapolis, but you know,
still, I mean, like
best facilities in the league, though.
Yeah,
hospitality just all up the wazoo. It's the best place you could possibly play football at,
for sure.
Just
and then looking forward to next year again, like I'm hoping, obviously, you guys all know my stance. I hope we now lose every game for the rest of the year.
Jeez.
We won't get. I mean, what's the point in winning fucking 7 games? What are we going to get? A 15
Super Bowl, baby.
Got your dirty. Can we cut his box out? Can I just do it with my hands?
Yeah. Wow. Aggressive.
No, there's no point. Now the season is officially over. I want to see Jaren Hall get his reps. I want to see if he can do anything. Look, I pray Jaren Hall's a fucking stud.
And what if he was just a stud and we went out? What if that happens?
But who cares? Like, we're not going to do anything in the playoffs with a rookie quarterback. That's not going to happen. I hope.
Right, but it would be smart, just like even as shitty as he could play, just like let it ride.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Give him his reps. Look, even if we don't get a quarterback in the draft, like if we're not getting Caleb and you know, Drake May and Michael Penix, like that's fine. But you still want to get the best player available, whether it's a new offensive guard to replace Ezra Cleveland, who we just traded away, whether it's a new running back because ours sucks ass, whether it's, you know, a defensive end because Daniil Hunter might walk. Like, we don't know what's going to happen, and we need the best player we can get. So that's why now, like, well, I hope we lose out just so we can get that.
I'm not ready to lose.
Same. I'm not. We fight to the bloody end, man. You know, it's like until we get to 10 losses or 9 losses, it's like we keep gunning at them. I think this is a huge barometer for us. If we beat the Falcons, it's like, hey, back-to-back road wins. Let's go.
And we're just a dream spot for a quarterback right now.
Yes.
Once Jefferson comes back with the stats that Addison keeps on putting up, I keep on seeing all these different numbers that John puts up on our story. I'm like, this is crazy to see. Like, his production is so much sneakier than we ever saw with like Moss or any other great wide receiver that we've ever had. But like, it's not like he's that guy, but like, he's certainly a dude that has like somehow comparable stats to like some of the Moss stuff. It's shocking.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's 5'11", 6 foot tall at best, and he's out there and he's dominating. The kid is legit. We crushed with that, but
he's gonna accidentally get rookie of the year or what?
He might. Nakua's getting banged up right now. He's questionable. He didn't have that great a game last week. Puka Nacua, the leader of it, of rookie of the year. But I mean, unless
he's not careful, he's going to get rookie of the year before everyone knows it.
Unless Levis just like totally starts on fire here or something.
too late,
Too
right?
deep into the season for him. Yeah, no, the defensive rookie of the year is locked up. That'll be Jalen Carter out of the D lineman for the Eagles out of Georgia.
Mhm.
He's got that one locked up. Offensive rookie of the year is up there. I think Addison right now gets it over Puka. Just the fact that he stepped in, like they both had to step in for an injured top receiver, but Addison's putting up flashy numbers.
And I think out of the gate, like if Bajan didn't lose so much time, like he would have been scary.
Weird. Something weird is going on over there because last week he didn't play, and then they gave him one snap at the end of the fourth quarter, and it's like if he was okay,
He started so hot.
Dude, he's probably the most talented after Christian McCaffrey, most talented running back in the NFL right now as a rookie. Like the kid is a stud, but yeah, something's going on with Arthur Smith. I think they're trying to tank, and they also were like, okay,
like hold him back.
Stop with this.
We'll take him.
I mean, yeah, he's not going anywhere, but yeah, he's a monster.
That's an interesting to watch. Interesting, like point to watch there if the Falcons do in fact tank.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know. I don't quite get their move. But if they were to get a quarterback, that the rest of that team is already pieced together so nicely, that would be a nasty team. And then I saw a report today that said Minnesota planning to pursue Kirk Cousins next year. And Kevin O'Connell came out and said he would love to have Kirk back. He knows how, he said, you know, everybody knows how I feel about Kirk. I would love for him to come back. He knows like what we were building here. Like he had a really high praise for him. And I don't think it's about,
of course,
great quarterback. It's about how you actually make that work, because we've glossed over it before, but the franchise tag works where you can only be signed 3 times in your career. And each time you sign a franchise tag, so it goes based on the top 5, the average of the top 5 highest paid at that position. So he would have to get paid.
He can't be tagged, Luke.
No, I know. That's why I'm explaining why we tag him, is because the top 5 at the position, the Pat Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Herbert, you know, those guys get paid way too much. And then because it would be the 3rd time, he would get an increase of a 44% increase. So 1-year deal would cost $65 million to franchise tag.
No, see, dude, Kirk is going to do one of the most selfless acts you've ever seen in a football franchise, and basically work for $1.
No chance.
Yes, dude. Watch. Look, he's got his money. He's got his family in a safe spot.
Oh, in a safe spot. He's in more than
this is his last chance to make real money for the rest of his life.
Yes.
No way.
That's not even possible in the NFL. You can't even pay someone $1.
Generational wealth for his family, and he's like, "Let me get one."
What's veteran minimum, like 450, 550 or something?
It doesn't matter. The other quarterbacks and the agents would riot because other new clients coming up who say, "Hey, I'm not going to take a deal." The other quarterbacks go, "Oh, fucking yes, you are, because we all want to get paid, and you can't be fucking up the market like this."
And Kirk's never held to anybody else's standards of expectations.
No, he's always held to the standard of I need to get paid. Kirk,
he's held to the standard. Both of his sons need to be worth $50 million by the time he retires, and that's what needs to happen. You know what I mean? And so it's like these last couple of years have both been to pay his son's future, and it's a trust fund set up. That's what's happening with this. Okay,
well, maybe he gets in a feud with the church, and they're like, "Yo, we're waiting on that 10% tithe," and he's like, "Oh, you want that tithe? Next year it's $1." You know, you never know. You never know what's going on in the background.
You know, Julie's popping out at least one more.
Wow.
I think he
heard here.
Anyways, Kirk gets cheaper next year with this Achilles thing, right? He's 35-year-old guy that's like his body like just popped.
He's going to be 36, but the quarterback market is gone. There's no quarterback.
Yeah.
You either draft a quarterback or, you know, you go try to trade for an Aaron Rodgers, but he's already moved. Like there's no one really like that. Kirk being a full outright free agent is, I mean, probably he's the biggest quarterback available next year. It's him, Tannehill. Like there's losers. Who knows? Like any team could go after him. The Falcons, if they whiff on a quarterback in the draft, could go sign Kirk. Like this is and then Justin Fields will be available. So I'm curious what happens there.
Stop it.
He's going to be available.
I'm out on
It ain't
him.
for us. He's
Fine,
just
but yeah, for other teams, we're not going to get him. But for other teams, that's an available quarterback. That's the best.
I was scared you were going to say
available
us.
quarterback.
Yeah,
that's how bad the free agent quarterback market is. So Kirk is going to get paid. I would my projection. I would think like a 2-3 year deal, fully guaranteed. Maybe you get him at $100 million for 3 years. Like that would be the absolute lowest, and I don't see that happening because that's less than he makes now.
Yeah.
And he has all the chips on his side because you cannot franchise tag him. That's always been the trump card that teams have had is like, oh yeah, you don't want to sign? Boom, franchise tag. We can't do that. So now it's an open negotiation with the nastiest, crudest Kirk with the chains. He's walking into the negotiation room with chains on.
So he's the smartest man in the NFL is what you're saying about how he structured all of his deals.
No question. This guy's he's an evil genius. He got so much money out of Washington, all guaranteed, because franchise tag's guaranteed. Every dollar. He bet on himself every year. They offered him multiple long-term extensions. He said no every time and said, all right, franchise tag me again. And yeah. And then he got a fully guaranteed out of us. That was the craziest deal when we signed that. I love it.
I'm going to try to DM Julie right now and just ask, hey, can you be nice in negotiations?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. See what Julie says. She pants his clothes. You think
she's going to be like, I'm not allowed to comment on that. Yeah.
Be like, hey, you got enough cash. Like, dude, like do a sacrifice here.
Like, do you really want to leave Minnesota, Julie? No. Like Minnesota's home for them.
It seems like they have so many friends and stuff in Minnesota.
They've got a good
Instagram feed
school
just
for the
popping with
kids.
community.
How many friends another $55 million buys?
Just send them like pictures of homeless people in San Francisco and be like, is this where you want to go?
Yeah, then they no, that would make them go. They'd be like, let's go on a mission.
Let's go help them out.
You know, Minnesota
a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. San Francisco, I mean, that's the one I think Kyle Shanahan goes and gets him.
Right.
No.
Yeah, don't send him San Francisco's plight because he would be there in a second. We just with a little soup pail. How do we feel about Minnesota now being the only Big Four team, the oldest Big Four, what is it? League team without a championship now that Texas won.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but you know what's good about that?
Terrible.
It seems like teams break that streak after
we're due.
Yeah, like now everybody knows it's going to be a thing they talk about. They've got to fucking break it. I mean,
isn't it pathetic though? Because it used to be like the Cubs and like weird teams like that have these droughts. Now Minnesota's the biggest drought.
And with the Cubs, it was like the curse. Like there was like curses associated with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's nothing associated with us. We just
everybody else just chipped away at these droughts and these fucking curses, and Minnesota just quietly became the worst of all time.
With one of the highest winning percentages of the four major sports.
Yeah, we're great.
God,
highest winning percentage with no titles.
Terrible.
And that's why Kirk should take a huge pay cut next year to be able to give the sweet children of Minnesota a chance at redemption.
I mean, they would honestly put like a statue of Kirk Cousins in front of US Bank.
If you win that type of, if you bring a team like that out of and redeem a team like that, you're a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You become a Hall of Famer immediately. It doesn't even matter what kind of stats you have. They're like, dude, you changed a whole regime.
They would find a way to spill shit on him.
Jackets.
What?
Just send him gold jackets. Like, this could be yours.
And he perfectly represents everything that Minnesota as a franchise represents, which is like, no one really gives a shit about you. Everyone just kind of looks down on you. You look sweet, but nobody thinks you can actually fuck. And obviously nobody thinks you can win. Like, he is Minnesota. We gotta keep him. God, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Wait, so I'm not from Minnesota. Is that what people think of you three? This is so sad.
Yeah.
It's Minnesota nice.
John looks like he could fuck.
Well, yeah, he's
all right. Let's go.
Yeah, that's why he moved out to the woods of Colorado. He was living down on Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood or something, or East Hollywood. He's been in some scary BDSMs, like little regions of the world.
You have no idea. It gets weird. Yeah. Anyways,
Anyways,
what are our predictions this week?
I think we're gonna win. I was correct last week, right?
Did you get the score?
My blowout score. What was the final score last week? I don't remember.
Didn't we get it on the dot, LJ? Let's go back and look at
24 to
that.
10. 24-10 sounds right.
Yeah, I feel like that's something close. I
It
don't
was
know.
That was pretty
17.
close.
Didn't we win? It was like, yeah. 24-10.
I'm feeling another blowout.
Really? Which way?
24-10, Vikes.
Wow.
We're -4 underdog.
We're minus.
Yeah, I just see a lot of
sorry,
punting
they're
by
-4. We're
Ryan Wright.
Okay.
So
Look, we're gonna need to score, I think, on defense. We all know we don't rush well. Hopefully Addison breaks something, not physical, but obviously.
Oh yeah, too soon, dude.
This is a tough one because they have an awful offense. They have the 29th ranked offense in the league. They're a running team, so they're going to waste clock. I think it could end up being a field goal game.
Yeah.
Why would we play that? Their defense is just that good.
Their defense is good. Our offense, I just don't know how to score. We're trying to figure out a new thing with a quarterback on the road. Like, that's a tough first week ask.
And no JJ yet, right? JJ's next week.
No, JJ is supposed to be. He's eligible to be activated next week, but he's not.
it's not optimistic. It doesn't sound good. Yeah.
No, I don't think he's going to play. I think it's going to be another week after that. And if we keep losing, it might be let's rest him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll keep getting weird. They'll keep pushing it.
I say 17-9 Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't see that.
It's that bad.
It's a rookie quarterback stepping in on his first game on the road against a good defense. So it's a tough ask.
I'm rolling.
The over-under is 37.5.
Yeah.
So imagine that. So it's going to be like a 14 to 10 kind of, I think it'll go to the under.
Our
really.
defense is kind of locked down now, though. They're a lockdown D. They're dangerous.
They look good. You just get disheartened when there's not sustained drives on offense. You go out, you get a big stop, and then the offense goes 3 and out, and you're like, "Fuck, man! Like, we got to go back out there again." So I don't know how many of those they can handle.
I want 24-3 Vikes.
Woo!
I think Jaren Hall just knows how to step up in the pocket. I think he's not an idiot. I think he's gonna go look. Actually, one thing before I even say this statement is, was it Vilma last week who was the announcer saying that KJ and Hawk were locked down all season?
Yeah. Did he
That was if you guys weren't watching the normal coverage, it was crazy him talking about how KJ's just been old reliable and Hawkinson's been just all week. He dropped a ball and he's like, "Oh, that was surprising. Hawk doesn't do that much this year."
These guys don't know shit. They don't watch. They just make stuff up. It's like Stephen A. Smith. They just come out and they say bullshit. It's crazy that these guys get away with it. When we did the live Thursday night coverage, Katia, and I was with you, Tony Gonzalez, I can't even remember what the fuck he was saying. But
what was he saying that was absurd?
He was kissing Brock Purdy's ass. And we were like, and now they've lost 3 in a row. And he was all about Danny Dimes. It was so stupid.
Were you there that Thursday, Luke? Was it the Thursday night with the Washington?
No, that was the next week.
The next week, Ryan Fitzpatrick was like, "This team could beat anyone in the league," and then the Bears wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
But to say all that, I think if we have a smart young quarterback who just knows, yo, I just toss it to Addison, and that's how I cover any issues in this game. I think he's going to be smart about it and just get it done.
Are you sitting on a CJ Ham jersey?
I'm sitting on a Jaren Hall jersey.
No, what are you sitting on?
Jaren Hall when it's number 3. When it's number 3.
Oh, you made it into a jersey?
It says Dalvin Cook, 33.
Okay.
It's a Cook jersey, yeah.
Who the hell is this?
Yeah, Dalvin.
That's Addison.
It's Addison.
That's right.
Yeah.
Addison's gonna have to give up the 3 for Hall though, right? If he actually like really plays out.
Not a
Yo, Jalen Naylor's active here. Do you foresee anything going on with him?
Yeah, I could see him fucking up a couple times.
Just extremely salty about.
What do I expect from Jalen Naylor?
He looked
like
great
Brandon
a
Powell.
couple mop-up duty games last year. I'm excited about Jalen Naylor for sure. His first game debuting,
Exciting.
tearing the cover off the season. We need a spark on offense.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they're going to focus their game plan on keeping Addison in check, and then it's going to have to be a Hawkinson check down game. We all know rookie quarterbacks love their tight end. That's old reliable. So he better be ready to fucking catch 12 balls and move the ball downfield. I want to see one of those 80-yard breaks for a touchdown he did with the Lions that he just won't do for us. Like, where did the speed go? Break and go to the fucking end zone.
Scared of the ball.
It's crazy.
He's actually played a little better.
So
I do have to give it to him. He's played a little better the last few games, but
he's a great tight end.
Yeah.
Does Cordero score against the Vikings?
No.
No.
he's washed up. He's
First
old hag.
string running back. He got in because they didn't play Bijan that day. He barely gets the ball.
I'm
Cordero's
a
one of
big
my
fan.
favorite players of all
He
time.
would look great with Kevin O'Connell.
Where? In the unemployment line?
No, I like having him as like a gadget type player. Definitely would get a lot more rushing yards with him than we would with Madison, in my opinion. My humble opinion,
Wow, Cordero's only 32.
That's old, man.
Not that old. I like
for an
I don't-
NFL. Yeah.
Right.
Sadly.
For a kick returner, wide receiver, running back. The try.
Yeah, but he hasn't really gotten banged up. Like he hasn't had a
got hurt
weird...
last year. Last year he was out for like 10 games. He went on IR. He was a bitch last year. I had him in fantasy.
Well, he's always
he was hurt this year.
He always
a
gets
little bit.
dung up and like sits out games. He's been doing that his whole career.
He can't catch. I mean, he's got talent. He never learned how to catch the ball. Honestly, just put him at safety. See if he can crack someone.
Yeah.
Too late in his career to learn that. Come on.
No, just like for like Hail Mary plays. I just want to see if he can light someone up.
All right, y'all. Let's get out of here.
All right. Talk soon. Skol Vikes.
Skol,
You
Vikes,
guys
God
in
bless
Minnesota
y'all.
next week.
You're in Minnesota next week. Very important. Very important stuff to know.
John bailed.
So John's gonna show you around town. Is that how it's gonna be?
I mean, I've been, but hopefully I don't spend much time, walking around. We could just like go to the game, check out the city, get some food, and I'll get the fuck out of there,
Oh, I thought you were saying, oh, hopefully I don't have to hang with John too much. Like, just
like-
get in and out a little.
Who do you trust more for a Minneapolis tour, me or John?
Trust?
Yeah.
John's going to take me to like a homeless alley and leave. Going to dip. I'm definitely going with Katia on this one. But Katia's just going to take me on a bar tour of all the places she worked.
Yes.
Yeah.